What's up guys, Phil Smith here and welcome back to another episode of The Focus. I'm joined by Will again. Hello Will.
Hey guys.
Hi, and really there's only one place to start, isn't there really? England. What happened?
You're out of Europe twice in a week. Well, they fell apart, didn't they?
Yeah.
The full team fell apart. We were right for Hodgson step down as quick as he did. I think it's quite commendable for him. The fans might thank him for it later down the line. But that team on the day was shocking. They should have put many goals past Iceland.
They should have really put many goals past a fair few teams, really.
Well, Russia and Slovakia, but let's not go down that road. It's more the fact that Iceland beat them 2-1 and England were winning.
Yeah, early on, winning penalty.
Yeah, it was England winning, then they got pegged back.
Like instantly pegged back.
Yep, and then it was before half time 2-1, like, oh crap.
There was a lot of talk about like team selections and things like Sterling starting as many games as he did.
Yeah, he did alright at Man City, not brilliantly to be honest, but he wasn't the shining star as what he should be. He just wasn't. He's picked big names for big names.
Yeah, that's what he's done. I think throughout his reign, Hodgson.
No,
he picked players for the clubs that many have argued that.
Well, yes and no, I guess, but I think he missed out on a couple of decent midfielders to bring through.
Drinkwater, Noble.
Yep. I still think Walcott and Oxlade-Chamberlain should have played.
One of them could have gone, yeah.
Yeah, Defoe.
Yeah, Defoe, I'm a big fan of Timo Defoe.
There's a few other ones they could have brought in, but you know, Hodgson got paid for it, and he's now taking the bullet for it. So it's his fault. Yeah.
So obviously he stepped down after the defeat twice in like literally half an hour. He did like read out a statement. I think it was a pre-planned statement, really.
By the looks of it, yeah. Depending on how it went,
yeah,
possibly right at half time.
Yeah. So looking at who could be the next England manager, there's a lot of talk about possible interim managers, but may feel that a full-time manager is needed for such a big job. So the favourites are Gareth Southgate, 7-4, Glenn Hoddle, Eddie Howe, Alan Pardew, Harry Redknapp, when is he never linked with the England job.
That's very true.
Sam Allardyce, Alan Shearer, Gary Neville and Goose Hiddink. I know who I would want out of them. Who would you like?
Well, you're saying about interim managers. It's not really a job for it, but if you're going to go for an interim manager, Shearer and Neville could be an interim to secure a couple of games beforehand. They could be. Or I'll go for more, I think probably the bookie's favourite, Southgate along with Hoddle as an assistant. I think that'd be a good combination.
I'm not a fan of either of them to become a new manager. I only really want either Pardew, Shearer or Neville. Lon Block has also been linked with it over the last couple of days. He's just recently left PSG, but I think the decision makers, the directors, want an English manager.
Oh yeah, they will do. They'll always want after.
What happened with Capella?
Well, yeah, but you know, it's one of the things where depends on what the FA want. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. So
let us know what you think about the possible next England manager. Write in the comments below. So moving on to the Premier League, the only team looking for a manager still in the Premier League is my club, Southampton. I've got my own thoughts on what's happening at the moment. I've got a nice little rant lined up.
For the first one.
For the first
manager.
Oh yeah, for the first manager on the list, obviously the favourite is Claude Puel.
Now go for your little rant, Chihuahua. Go.
Basically, who is he? Where is the ambition? Everything's been said about like ambition at the club.
And, what needs to be?
Yeah. We're not showing any ambition by not going after people like Pellegrini, which, to be fair, we kind of went after him, but we didn't want to offer him the money that he wanted. And that's just a lack of ambition with the players leaving as well. Wanyama, Mane. I'm not too pleased at the moment.
Frank de Boer will be alright for you. Giggs, I would touch him with a 10-foot bar pole. Jurgen Klinsmann, also been linked to the England job.
He's also been in with Saints, yeah.
Yeah, and we're also linked with Saints.
Rudy Garcia as well.
I don't know what the England fans would think of a German manager managing the national team. It'd be an interesting one. But he did well for the USA, so can't really complain with results.
Yeah.
Rudy Garcia, and then obviously, as you were saying, Manuel Pellegrini.
Yeah, the favourite is Claude Puel, 8-1 on to take over by the end of this week, as well as been reported. I'm not happy about that, as you may well tell.
I can tell, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. I get so much hate on Twitter for criticising the board for getting rid of all these players and stuff, and for some reason, other fans don't seem to be catching on, which is really irritating because I can see where this club is heading and it's not in a positive direction.
Well, I don't know. Keep your players, yeah, that's what you mainly need to do. We cannot afford to get rid of. You've got no manager and you've lost what, 2 players already?
2 players, yeah.
Okay, Wanyama didn't really do much for you last year, but
apart from get sent off a lot of times.
Like they didn't much well for you, but Mane did.
Yeah, Mane was one.
Mane brought in a few goals and a lot of assists.
Of course, Mane is the record holder for the fastest Premier League hat-trick against Aston Villa. That's 6-1.
Oh, was it that one? Fair enough.
I think 2.5 minutes he scored a hat-trick in.
Fair.
I remember watching that on TV. That was a good game to watch.
I can't remember if I did watch it or not. I think I did.
Yeah.
I think I did actually. I might have missed you.
So, I know you're not a Southampton fan, but what do you make of what's going on?
It's like what I always said with this thing. We're 2 fans of football. Yeah, okay, you're Southampton, Hull City, but
you're about to say Man City.
I was about to say Man City. That's my little brother coming at me. But yeah, I'm Hull City. You're Southampton, but we like all teams. It's good to watch every team play. Like when if there's Derby on, we'll support one of them, etc., etc. Southampton, yeah, like I said, you need to keep your players and you need a manager as soon as.
It's an attractive job to take up, though, isn't it? Europe, good squad.
As long as they stay.
Yeah. As we cannot afford to get rid of any more players. The only player that I'll be happy to see go, this is the final one, Graziano Pella. I wouldn't mind seeing him go because I'm not a fan of him, but no one else.
Well, do you think he'll follow your old manager Koeman to Everton?
Could do either Everton or go to Italy. I can see Italy more because he hasn't enjoyed England over the last couple of months, I don't think. So,
I'm going on to Ronald Koeman at Everton anyway.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the last point there. Do you think he'll sign any Southampton players?
He's been linked with goalkeeper Martin Stecklenburg. I don't know if he's on loan at Southampton or if it's a permanent deal. But he wants him. They've been linked with loads of Southampton players, Rodriguez, Long.
Well, it's not
the only player that
I think they're only linked with that because Lukaku's linked to Arsenal, isn't he? So
I don't think Lukaku will stay at Everton.
I don't know. It'll depend on how he think. Well, he's got to have a word with Koeman first, see what his plan is, and if he likes it, stick.
He's still at the Euros, isn't he? So he hasn't had a chance.
Well, exactly, yeah, that's what I mean. So he's got to wait till he comes back.
So will he sign Southampton players? He'll try to sign them. Whether or not we will give in to him, I'm hoping that the Southampton board say no to Koeman.
Hopefully,
because of the way Koeman left. But the more and more I think about it, the more and more the less I hate Koeman for leaving now, because I think he could see the Wanyama and Mane deals coming. So that's the reason why I left.
It's the board. If the board's going to not back you enough, then the manager's going to go. So it's in Hull City. The Hull City board always backs Steve Bruce. So I'll go into that in a bit of detail to find something out over lunch. So
sticking with Everton, the style of football Koeman plays is going to be good for Everton, I think.
I think it'll make him more hopefully make him more attractive football playing than last season.
It was attractive to watch Everton with the passing last season, but they were not going anywhere with the passing.
What, you mean like England in the Euros?
Pretty much, a little bit like that.
Let's pass back. Oh, let's pass to the midfield. Let's not chip to the forwards who's in an open position.
But let's give it to the goalkeeper instead.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much what Everton had to do with last season.
They scored a fair few goals, Everton, don't get me wrong, and they were good goals. But they weren't finishing teams off sometimes. Yeah. And that was their downfall.
So Koeman's contract is a 3-year deal.
I think that'll be good for him.
Yeah, it's a nice long deal. I think he had a 3-year deal at Southampton, but he didn't stay. So let's see what happens to Everton.
I think I'll stay at Everton because Everton are one of them clubs that they look after the manager.
Move on to Watford next. I think we'll move on to Watford.
Yeah, they've got a new manager in, haven't they?
Walter Mazzarri.
From Italy.
Yes. He played 14 years as midfielder in Italy. Previous jobs at Livorno, I think it's Livorno or Livorno, not too sure. Reggiana, Sampdoria, Napoli, and most recently Inter Milan. He's won the Coppa Italia with Napoli. Good appointment for Watford or not?
Time will tell. Because it's second season syndrome for Watford now and Bournemouth. That's
the reason why I worry for Watford especially.
Yeah, Watford. Didn't they finish above Bournemouth?
Yes, they did last season. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they might do all right if they keep the players. I think they might lose a couple of the midfielders and definitely one or both of the strikers.
I can't see many people leaving. Maybe Deeney, but I can't see a Gala.
We'll see what time tells, but it's just see what this manager comes in and does.
I can't see this manager lasting a full season, though, especially with the Watford board, because when they came up to the Premier League in that season, when they won the Championship, they had 5 managers. Then they weren't content with Kike Flores, despite getting to this semi-final of the FA Cup.
Yeah, that was
mid-table.
Stupid sacking. That was like, why?
They went through a bit of a slump just after the New Year, but
they finished them top 10, didn't they?
I think 12th, 13th, I think. Again, write in the comments below if we're wrong about that.
If not, I will check the internet because we have access here.
Yeah.
But we'll carry on speaking while I check the internet.
So, expectations of the Watford board. The Watford board, you kind of get the feeling, expect like the most. They expect like a top 10 finish at the very least. They're not going to get that this season, in my opinion.
No, I don't think they will. I think they'll be bottom half of the table.
I reckon they'll be bottom 3 of the table.
Bottom 3?
18th, 19th, 20th.
Yeah, I could. I hate to say it because I do like them, but
they're a good little club.
They are, but that's the problem. I think. Look at when Zola brought them up.
Yeah.
And went straight back down. This time they've managed to stay up and they got rid of the manager.
Yeah.
What can you do to stay there, buddy? What can you do to say? I'm a good manager. Keep me. But the expectations of the board, I think, are just too much.
Yeah.
He's got Mr. Mazzarri has got a winnable team because he won with Livorno and promotion to Serie A. So he can do it with clubs of unknown origin because I've never heard of that club. So let's see if we can do it with Watford, a known club, and let's see if we can push it.
Okay,
Man City.
Yeah, Man City next. Obviously, who's their new manager again?
Some Italian, Spanish person called Mr. Guardiola.
Yeah. I've never heard of him personally. Yeah, so obviously, Guardiola, Man City, how good is that?
We all know what. He's a great signing for them and for the club and the fans. They're going to
for the Premier League as well.
There's more good for the Premier League now that Man United obviously they'd confirmed their manager ages ago as the special one, so it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm. Not what we've written here. The chosen one. It's not that.
You didn't have to say that because they wouldn't have seen it, Phil. So never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, we wrote that anyway. But with Man City,
just to pause this for a second, Watford finished 13th.
Watford finished 13th.
So I got that wrong. And Bournemouth finished 16th.
Yeah, I knew it was around that. So with Man City, I think Guardiola's been brought in for a Champions League win.
Definitely. Well, if he doesn't get Champions League win, here's a big thing. If he doesn't get Champions League win, do you fire him the next season?
Nah, I don't think they'll fire Guardiola. You're not going to get anyone better than Guardiola, are you?
Not really.
No.
It's like the whole Moyes coming in after Ferguson. Fill the big boots. You have Moyes, then you had Van Gaal. Now you've got Mourinho. But no, I think he'll... Well, you said that he'll probably mainly sign some Germans into the squad.
German league players.
Yeah, German league players, yeah. I think he'll probably go German and Spanish.
Yeah, Nolito's about to sign for them. He's in England this week because Spain are at the Euros now. Yep. £13 million signing from Nolito.
Well, there you go then. So he's going to get Spanish and German players probably bring him in.
There's going to be a fair few signings, I think, I might say.
I'll predict it at maybe 5.
We talked about this last week on the podcast, like transfers and stuff. It's going to be a good transfer window for all the big clubs: Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal.
I think 5 for them if they're going to bring anybody in.
So obviously we're talking about potential player signings. Nelito, one of them. Been linked with Stones, Sane, Aubameyang.
They won't get Stones.
I personally think he'll go to Manchester United.
Yeah, we'll get onto that in a second about why. But the other two, I think he could possibly get them. But then again, it's who are they replacing, or who are you going to sideline and keep? I think, well, we spoke about this last time, so we won't delve too much into it, but Boney will probably go.
He's been linked with Everton.
Has he? Mm-hmm. Fair enough then. That's not too bad. That'll be quite a good move for him then. Surprised he didn't get linked back to Swansea.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
He didn't really do much. He did really well with Swansea. Then Gomez did really well for Swansea, and then Bonny did nothing in Man City. So.
Something's just come to mind. Obviously, Joe Hart's not had the best of Euros. A goalkeeper has just come to mind that I can definitely see them getting because of Guardiola's links with Barcelona. To Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Yeah, German goalkeeper for Barcelona.
Isn't he the number one?
It's a bit weird in Spain because Real Madrid do this as well. They play like one goalkeeper for the Champions League and Cup games and one goalkeeper for the league. Like Barcelona have Claudio Bravo and ter Stegen.
Yeah.
I think ter Stegen plays the Champions League and Cup games and Bravo plays the league games.
Okay, fair enough. Fair.
Yeah, Real Madrid do that as well. They did it with Keylor Navas and Ike Casillas.
Fair. Well, okay then.
Well, no, not Ike Casillas because he's a Porto. Someone else.
Okay, well, if you look at this way then, ter Stegen didn't get the Champions League final. So, yeah. Come to Man City, win the Champions League. That is what we're kind of going to say. And you get more games if they are thinking of getting rid of Joe Hart.
Yeah.
Going back to what you're saying about Boney going to Everton, would that then trigger
Lukaku?
No, I was thinking more Joe Hart to go.
Yeah, that's what's been kind of talks about. Joe Hart going...
The 40 million price looming over his head that Everton supposedly wanted weeks ago for him. And I think now, with the bad form he was in the Euros, I think that's about right.
Moving on to the red side of Manchester, obviously Jose Mourinho at the red side. Obviously we talked about this in the last two. I think we talked about it in both podcasts so far. So we'll touch him briefly.
We all know what he's about. England loves him. The fans love him. Every team loves him. Let's put it that way. They love seeing
every team would love to have him.
Every team would love to have him. I think every fan would love to have them as the manager of their team. But every fan loves him as a manager because he's so fun. Yeah. Especially in these interviews, you just saw, yes, I do this and you would go to this. It's very good. That's that. It's great. But
nice accent.
Yeah, it's crap. But yeah,
he's obviously got the derby very early in the season against Man City.
Third or fourth game in, I think it is.
Guardiola versus Mourinho again.
And that's Old Trafford, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Old Trafford.
So we're quite good. I think you really can't talk about who's going to win what now, especially with them two big giants as a manager, until you see signings. Literally has been saying, and probably, as I said in the notes, it'll be just from his previous clubs he'll go to. He won't go to the countries he's been to. It'll be
Mourinho.
Yeah, I think it'll just be his previous clubs. Maybe the last three, which is...
To be fair, they're about to sign Mkhitaryan from Dortmund.
Oh, fair.
Already signed Bailey from Villarreal.
Okay, fair enough then.
So there goes your theory.
There goes my theory, yeah. well. Stop that theory.
Yeah, they've been linked with a lot of players. One player who is available... Real Madrid have made him available. Jose Rodriguez on loan. He would be good for a team like Manchester United. Personally, I would love him at Southampton.
I'd like him at Hull City, please.
That's not happening.
The reason why I say it so quietly is because that's how big the voice is of, hi, we're Hull City. Do you want to come play for us? Need to be bigger. Need to do better. But anyway.
Yeah, so Jose Rodriguez available.
It would be a good sign for any of the big clubs. Any of the top 7, I'd say. The top 7 of last year.
Could see Liverpool trying to get him.
I literally say so. Top 7 if I'm right. Not in any order. So don't even quote me on this one. Leicester, Tottenham, Arsenal. I know I've got it wrong already. Sure. Leicester, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City, Man U, Liverpool, West Ham.
Southampton were in the top 7 last season.
Were they?
Yeah, we finished 6th.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, that's a shame. I forgot about you, didn't I? Fair enough. Well, okay, fair dues.
Yeah, so obviously we touched on Manchester United a lot over the last couple of episodes, so we're not going to focus on them in too much depth. We're going to go to Chelsea now. Antonio Conte, not actually the Chelsea manager right now, is he?
No, because he's still stuck in the Euros, so it's like, why? Just like, what is he going to do?
He's still stuck in the EU Championships.
Oh, God, let's not get bogged down on that one, shall we? I think he'll do well because he's looking like... he's not looking like... He is showing that he's a good manager for the international sides. So is he kind of going to be saying to the players, come with me, come to my club now, come to my club. When he's like in the change room, he's like, you win, you come to my club, good salary, you come. But it'll be one of them. It'll be weird because he's there. He just beat Spain. Who have they got in the...
Oh my God, I don't know. I know Wales have got Belgium, so that cancels them two out.
I know Portugal have got Poland, and France have got Iceland. Is it Italy, Germany?
Ooh, yes, I think it is. Italy, Germany. I remember hearing that. What a game!
God. Apologies, fellow football fans. We're very bad at this.
So talk about Conte. Obviously, he's the Italy manager at the moment. Club teams, he's most well known for Juventus, isn't he?
He is. He's managed Barry?
As in not Barry Town in Wales, I mean Barry as in Italy. Italy.
Still called Barry. B-A-R-I. Atalanta, sorry.
Yes.
And
Olezo started his career in 2006.
Not too bad. Yeah, to be fair, and this is what I've read in the Mirror. This was a few months ago, but I do remember reading it because it was quite funny. He makes Jose Mourinho look like a pussycat.
Good luck, Chelsea players. If you had an attitude with Mourinho, you might have an attitude with Conte.
Attitude with Conte? By the sound of it, he's going to eat you alive.
He does look like the kind that would eat you alive.
Well, one of the photos, yeah, with mouth like that. Yeah. I don't know. I think they'll be alright with him. I think signings-wise, if he does get his Italian players... Yeah,
he'll be going for Italian. Candreva and Bonucci have been linked.
Okay.
And they're both in the Italy squad right now.
So he's got like...
Come over to Chelsea.
So basically, don't try it. He literally will be saying to them, right, you two want to come to Chelsea? I'm going... we're finishing the championships. Come straight back with me. We'll get you signed on. Go on. So,
as for the title chances, I don't think they'll win the title.
Top five.
Because I've done a online predictor thing where you predict every single score. We'll probably do an episode on this at a future date.
Yeah, we'll do this along with the fantasy football we'll do as well.
Basically, I've done a predictor thing where you predict every scoreline, and at the end of the season it gives you the table. And I've got Chelsea in 5th, and I've got West Ham in Champions League places.
Well, they did finish 7th last season.
Below Southampton.
Only by a point.
Yes.
Only by a point.
So obviously talk about potential signings, which we've already mentioned. Bonucci and Candreva, they're going to be signing Italian players. One thing that I haven't got on my notes, but I've just realised, again, Michy Batshuayi, Belgian striker, £32 million. He's had his medical last night.
Oh.
Can't believe I didn't mention that.
I haven't even clicked that either.
Yeah, he was pulled out of a press conference for Belgium because Marseille didn't want him talking about it, but he's going to be going to Chelsea, £32 million. Which is funny because Crystal Palace had a £32 million bid. Yes, Crystal Palace, that's right.
Wow.
They had a bid accepted yesterday morning.
For the same player?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he's going to be going to Chelsea.
Oh, well, looks like he's just going to go to the bigger club. Okay, well, last and final thing on manager-wise, Hull.
Yeah, we'll talk about Hull. I'll let you talk about that. It's your
well, if we did this podcast at the usual time we normally do this, in the morning, then I wouldn't have done this. But when I went on my lunch, went to the usual Hull City fans forum that I'm on, and an article came up from the Tigers website. Steve Bruce has come out and said, no matter everything he said in the papers, he is fully focused to the squad. He's not officially said he is the manager and sticking, but he has come out in a statement saying he is looking forward to the pre-season training in Portugal. So that, to me, and to all the fans that I read on the fans forum, I'm very happy with. So that means he's still with us, which is a good thing. After the 2 signings that we just managed to keep, I think Hodgson and definitely El Mohammadi, the rest of them will just slide into place. He has talked a bit about budget, and said he can't do anything until after.
I've read that.
Yeah, until after the transfer window opens and after some of the pre-season training away.
As we're recording this podcast, the transfer window opens tomorrow, does it? The 1st of July?
I do believe so, that is correct.
Because we're recording this on the 30th of June.
Yes.
So the whole looks like Bruce is going to be staying there.
Yes, Bruce is going to be staying. The two players that kind of got rid of, Aluko and Taylor, fair enough.
Where's Aluko gone?
Aluko has, at the moment, last time I heard he was going to Birmingham.
Ooh, good sign for Birmingham.
It would be. I would like to see him go back up to Rangers, to be honest.
Yes, he's played for Rangers, didn't he?
Yeah, because back in the Premier League and they've got some really nice players up there. But we will go on to other things like that later on.
Yeah. So just to conclude this podcast, the sack race, or who's going to leave their post first, do you think, this season?
Well, yeah, we've put this bit in here, obviously, because we're talking about managers mainly, or trying to. And with Hodgson getting the sack, I think, going back on what we spoke on, that Walter Mazzari could look like being the first one to go. I think if results don't go their way, I think Burnley could lose a manager if results don't go their way. If result, I think they will, but I think they could possibly go, or Middlesbrough. They're the only ones I think are if results go there, don't stop. If they lose, I think 5 on the trot, or don't win in 5 games, any position of 5 games, not the first 5 or whatever. If they don't lose a set of 5 games, no, I've said that wrong. If they lose or draw 5 games but don't win any, then that's going to struggle because they're only going to get maybe at most 5 points and at least 1 point, and that's not really tenable for a manager there. Now, I know a lot of managers have gone in slumps like that in the Premier League, not getting sacked, but for the 2 new clubs coming up, them two, especially in Middlesbrough, first time back in the Premier League for a long time, which is good seeing them there. I think they'll struggle. I think they'll be the main 3.
Yeah, I've been thinking of a list of managers that could go first.
Go for it.
Bruce is one of them. It might have a major disagreement with the Allams.
Yeah, but the Allams are not going to be there anymore. As long as this takeover goes in place before the season starts, Bruce will stay. Simple as.
But still, Bruce is one of mine.
Mazzari,
as you mentioned. Who else was it? Karanka at Middlesbrough. Because I remember last season they went through a struggle in the Championship midway through the season. He left Middlesbrough and then came back.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't he? I can see maybe Guidolin at Swansea if things aren't going right at the start. Maybe he might go.
Possibly.
Although Swansea's Hugh Jenkins is quite patient when it comes to managers. And who was the other one? Oh, obviously, maybe, but Claude Puel, if things don't start well for him. But Southampton are another team who are patient managers.
Well, the thing is, you look, usually what it is new managers are the ones first on the chopping block. So technically, on new managers, there's 2 you've missed out.
Koeman?
Well, yeah, possibly. But I'm more thinking of new managers as in Guardiola and Mourinho. There's no way if there's a bet that one of them 2 gets sacked before Christmas, somebody needs to put the bet on just to see if it comes in. Just put
a bet on Leicester winning the league, so it could happen.
Exactly. So
I don't think it will, but
no, because the two giants of a manager in 2 giant clubs. It's going to go down to that.
Man United are patient with managers as well. They gave Van Gaal way too much time.
They gave Moisey knack all.
They
took Moisey out 4 games before the end. I'm sorry, that is not the way to run a club. Them 4 games, if Moisey was now won all the next 4, they could have gone, alright, okay, we'll give you 6 more months then to build the squad. That's all they needed. Because he was literally said, here's a perfectly working team. You don't need to do a thing. You brought in 1 player in the form of Fellaini. Didn't do well. Mata was January.
Yes.
And that was the best signing he could have done because Mata was fantastic. Mata was his best signing. If he'd got Baines as well, I think he might have done better. But That's here and there and that one.
That's going to be just about it for this episode of the Focus. If you've enjoyed listening to us, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel. Links to social media pages are in the description below. We'll be back next week. We haven't thought of a topic yet for that.
Fallen Premier League clubs.
Yes, that's our next topic. Next week we're going to be talking about clubs in the Football League. So we're going to be focusing on the Football League next week, which I'm
it's basically the older, but the Premier League teams that used to be in the Premier League years ago. Like you're looking at Barnsley, Portsmouth. We'll look into them and see
Bolton, Wigan.
Oh yeah, Bolton and Wigan. Yeah. Look how they were good in the Premier League and they've slumped down. The Sheffields as well.
I would like to focus on who might come up from the Championship as well. So we'll focus on that next week. So thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Catch you on the other side.